And then moving on from Hollywood to Ghana, Black Star Films, there's been a lot of talks about piracy. And quite recently, we had one Ghanaian content creator or filmmaker, uh, I mean, went ahead to cause the arrest of one TV station for showing her films on their television without a requisite permission. And this particular incident has fueled even more the conversation around piracy in Ghana. And even prior to the arrest, you had a number of Nigerian filmmakers complaining that their films are being shown on Ghana television without their permission. So the conversation of piracy actually goes way back before now. Now, another entertainment pundit and an artist manager has also waded into these waters with his thoughts, and this is none other than Nana Poku Ashis. And this story is actually captured on the Ghana Web website, and he says, movie piracy saga, there is so much chaos in the industry, Ashes. So Ghanaian artist manager and entertainment pundit Nana Poku Ashes has blamed industry stakeholders for Ghana's failure to adequately prepare for and capitalize on the movie industry in its early days. In an interview with Hits FM on August 13, 2025, Ashes noted that although Ghana had the advantage of starting its entertainment industry before Nigeria, a lack of planning and collaboration hindered its growth. We had all the opportunities to do better. We started this entertainment industry before Nigeria, but we failed to take advantage of so many opportunities, he said. According to him, Nigeria's consistency and strategic approach have allowed it to overtake Ghana, creating lucrative job opportunities for its people. Now, Nigeria has overtaken us. They were consistent in what they were doing and have created lucrative job opportunities for themselves, while we have been adamant and claimed to be bosses over nothing, he remarked. Ashes pointed to the absence of a unified entertainment body and persistent internal conflicts as major factors behind the industry's stagnation. We don't have a collective force that can come together to achieve a specific goal. There are only small bodies, and even within those, there is so much chaos. That's why all this nonsense is happening, he added. The producer also criticized the exploitation of intellectual property, lamenting that creatives often allow others to profit from their work while they themselves suffer. We are a bunch of chaotic people, which is why anyone can come and insult us and walk away. We do the damage to ourselves first, he said. Movie piracy on Ghanaian TV, how long will it take to stop? So Ash's comments follow recent allegations by Nigerian actor and producer Nosa Rex, who accused the Ghanaian TV station of pirating his films. He condemned such practices, stating that they damage the reputation of Ghana's entertainment industry and called on the relevant bodies to unite in tackling the problem. So I didn't even know that there's a new person who has waded into the waters, and that is Nigerian actor and producer Nosa Rex. So it looks like this issue of piracy is becoming really a canker in the system of Ghana in particular. And I do agree with Ashes with regards to the fact that it is tainting the image of Ghana's film and entertainment industry as a whole. And this ought to be taken more seriously. You know, it will look like a very easy thing to do, show your movie on the screen and nobody will complain. Or even if people complain and nothing is done about it, you think that is the best. But I think in the long term, it goes to hurt us as a people. How does it hurt us? Well, we've been complaining about how the film industry have not been doing well. And one of the reasons is piracy. Because the revenue that could have been generated on those platforms that these films are for people to go and watch it there for them to generate those internet or social media dollars or cities or cents, once it's shown on television stations, those who have already watched it won't go back to watch it on those filmmakers' personal accounts. And that in turn does more harm to the industry than we think. Because if filmmakers can't recoup their funding or finances to be able to put it into their next project, then it means that we've truncated an otherwise lucrative industry from one individual, which in turn would affect a lot of people because filmmakers work with people, actors, cast, even artisans from different walks of life. And the generation of these monies goes to sort all these people out. So when these piracy keeps on going, particularly when it's aired on television screens, a lot of people who get to watch it will not return. And that hurts the industry more than we think. And aside that, we live in a global village now where all TV stations now more than ever stream their content online. And as a result of that, somewhere, anybody anywhere in the world can easily know what these TV stations are showing. Yeah, so as we live in a global village, it is quite difficult to just show a movie on a TV platform and not expect that the owners of the film will not get to know. With just the click of the internet and a phone, it's likely that whatever it is that you are showing on your TV network would be easily known by the creator of the content. So we need to find a way and means of stopping this. It is becoming a problem in the canker in the system. Yes, it's been there, before we came, perhaps most of us were born, but it doesn't mean we can't do something to change it. We all want to be entertained, but now the opportunity has been given a lot of filmmakers to leverage, to be able to have the opportunity to make some some money, even with a little amount of investment into a film. So I believe that we need to find ways and means to rather support them than take away their livelihood, because if we do so, we take away their livelihood from so many different quarters. And a lot of people depend on some of these filmmakers when they make their films. We are talking about the issue of, what's it called? They are talking about the issue of people investing their hard-earned money, produce these films, put it on a streaming platform, or rather on a social media platform that people can sometimes watch for free, most often watch for free, or if not watch for free, just pay a little amount of money and watch it. And the whole idea is a matter of views. The more views they get, the more they get to show it the more they get to have enough revenue generated for them to cash in, and in turn go back and reinvest that money into the next production. So I believe that as TV stations, if they really want to have a dialogue with them and come up with a form of barter to make a possible arrangement, it is very possible. You may not be able to pay for money, but maybe you can pay with airtime. And if possible, pay with money so that they can be able to do same. I understand. I've had opportunity to work in the TV business, and it's not easy, and it's always a challenge because of low revenue and everything. But if we can put in that effort as we do acquire rights to telenovelas, and we can do same to that of the local indigenous or Africans that produce this content, and just support them with some form of reasonable remuneration, I think it will go a long way to help the industry, because we need to have this industry grow. A lot of money is being lost because these content creators or these filmmakers are not getting the necessary funding to keep on honing their craft. And just as said, a lot of these filmmakers, sometimes they themselves don't even benefit from what they have produced, and other people are actually benefit from that. And they end up languishing in poverty and they suffer. They suffer. So I very much believe that it's about time we find ways and means of bringing a possible solution to this problem. We need to find a critical solution to this problem. And we all have to come together from different quarters, whichever aspect of the industry we find ourselves in. We need to come together and dialogue and see how we can solve this problem, because it has to stop. It has to stop. I understand that running a TV station is also cost intensive, but then we can also collaborate. There can be a collaboration between filmmakers and TV stations and find a middle ground, barter system, or pay a reasonable fee to acquire the rights to show them. And it is also challenging because the times we live in, understandably, a lot of people would go on social media and watch skits and may not even end up watching television stations, So it means that it's also incumbent on the TV stations to create very interesting and engaging programs that would make people want to leave their phones and not watch the film to come and watch the TV stations. So it is also an opportunity for the TV stations to up their game and not just have airtime running without any interesting programs going on. And I think, yes, for the past couple of years, a number of the TV stations are doing quite well in that regard. But then, if you have a lot of fallow airtime that is occupied with nothing, it becomes a problem, because then you end up actually filling that TV spot with films that perhaps you cannot afford. And if you cannot afford it, it then leads to this piracy issue. So we need to look at stopping some of these issues. And I believe that all parties involved need to get on board to have this thing stopped. As a country, we cannot be synonymous with piracy on our television stations. That has to stop. We need to find ways and means of making an industry thrive, because when it thrives, it helps every other ancillary businesses. It helps the filmmakers themselves, because most often we complain about the fact that a number of our filmmakers ended up, languishing in poverty, and towards the end of their lives, a lot of them were in abject poverty, and they were suffering with diseases and everything. I think it would be best to have our industry grow so that we can see our heroes, our stars, celebrities, towards the end of their life, to have a good semblance of a living than what we've seen in time past. We need to, I agree with Ashis. There's so much infighting in some of our groups, and the boss of nothing must change. At least let's learn from other industries that have. It doesn't mean piracy is an ongoing problem that may perhaps never stop, but we can actually help build our industry right, and we need to do something about it. We need to do something about it. Anyway, this sums up my story for today's episode, and let me know what you think. Whatever thoughts or views you have concerning this, whether how we can bring an end to the piracy issues, particularly on TV stations. Let me know your thoughts and leave them in the comment section below. So all too soon, I've come to the end of this episode, and thank you so much for joining me for this episode. And I'll come your way again tomorrow with another exciting episode. My name is Papa Otu, and this has been the Film Mandate. I'll see you soon.